Okay, are you ready for another round of yoga for beginners? Have your mat handy. Have some fresh air in your room. Maybe you're even doing your yoga class outside. And then come into a standing position. Have your knees slightly bent. Take your arms up towards the sky and stretch yourself out. It's a bit like a star shape. So make yourself as long as you can, reaching through the fingertips, and then take a deep inhale and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up, reaching, and exhale, fold forward. One more, inhale, reach, and exhale, fold. And then slowly come rolling up into your standing position, shoulders and head last. Shake everything out and then come to the top of your mat. So we're working on Sun Salutation A, Surya Namaskara A. Your arms are by your side. Lift your 10 toes up and lower them down. So you're rooting down through all four corners of your feet. Have a micro bend in the knees. Root your tailbone down. If you find that difficult, try this little trick. You're sticking your bum out and then you root your tailbone down. Yeah? Feel a little bit of an engagement here in this area. It's called Mula Bandha, your root lock, and kind of the area, your perineum. Yeah? Arms are by your side, shoulders relaxed. Have your palms facing forward and reach through the fingertips. Now go a little bit taller. Holding here. And then take an inhale. Raise your arms up. Have your palms touching. And exhale. Slowly fold forward. Keep your back straight for now. And then round your back. Soften your knees. And have your fingertips on the mat. Neck is relaxed. Take an inhale, lengthen and lift everything, straightens. Place your hands into your shins, shoulders away from your ears, belly sucked in, and exhale, fold forward again. Bend your knees more, place your hands on the mat, spread your fingers, step back into plank pose. One leg, then the other leg. Press the floor away from you, check your plank, keep breathing here. Your neck is long. Shoulder blades move away from each other. Your tailbone is long. Now bring your shoulders further forward. Place your knees down. Bend the elbows backwards. And with control, you lower all the way onto your belly. Point your toes. Elbows bent backwards. Lift your chest up. Hold here. Squeeze your glutes. Keep breathing. Neck is long. One more inhale. Next exhale, lower your nose to hover. Press yourself up. So press your hands into the mat. You need quite a bit of core strength and arm strength for this. Press up. Seat to heel. Tuck your toes under. Lift your knees up and you're in your downward facing dog. So first down dog for today, pedal your feet. So you're walking your dog on the spot. And then gently release your heels down. So we'll stay in our downward facing dog. Raise your heels up, bend your knees and bring your belly towards your thighs. Feel the stretch in your upper back. Holding here, neck is still relaxed. Hold here, raise your hips a little bit higher maybe. And then gently release your heels down towards the mat. You still have a micro bend in your knees. Now look forward towards your hands. Lift your heels up so you're charging a little bit. So we're not going to jump. We walk or we step forward. So either walk forward slowly or you can step. Next time you take an inhale, you lengthen and lift. Everything straightens. Shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, fold forward. Relax your head. Knees are bent and fingers are on the mat in line with your toes. Now take your arms with you as you come up. Back is straight. Coming up, reach to the fingertips, palms together. Have your arms a little bit further in front of you, not too high up. And then Samasthiti, arms by your side. Okay, yeah, so as you raise your arms up, you don't want to throw your neck back. You want to lift your gaze slightly, but don't bring your arms too high, so they are more in front of you, not above you. Okay, you're ready for round 2. So we're moving a little bit faster now. Take an inhale, raise your arms, palms touch, your arms are super straight and engaged, not above your head, in front of you. And then slowly fold forward, relax your head. Inhale, lengthen and lift, everything straightens, hands into your shins, shoulders away from the ears, belly sucked in. And then bend your knees a lot, place your hands onto the mat, spread your fingers, step back into a downward facing dog. Holding here. Now come forward into a plank pose. Bring your shoulders further forward so they go beyond your wrist. Place your knees onto the mat. Bend your elbows backwards, lower all the way onto the belly. Point your toes, engage your glutes, lift your torso into a low cobra. And then press yourself up. So lower your nose first, press yourself up. Sit to heel and downward facing dog. Hold here for a few moments. Deep inhales and exhales through the nose. Then bend your knees. Look towards your hands. Step or walk your feet forward. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up, palms touch. Not above your head, in front of you. Samasthiti, arms by your side. Okay, I would like to quickly go through one pose with you, or one aspect of Sun Salutation. So let's first flow. So take an inhale, raise your arms up, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen and lift. It's this one. Keep breathing here. We're going to stay here for a little bit. So have your legs straight. If you're quite tight in your hamstrings, you may benefit from placing your hands onto your thighs instead. So have your arms straight, have your back straight, have your back straight. Look forward. And then maybe you can lower down your hands so they're coming onto the shin. So I see quite a lot where people round their back. But you don't want to round your back. You really have your back straight as much as you can. You suck your belly in. If you're not quite ready to have your legs completely straight, you can always bend them. Yeah? And your neck is long, so gaze is forward, shoulders away from the ears. You want to lift the chest a little bit. Good. And then fold forward again. Relax your head. Come up again into standing position. So take your arms up, up, up. And Samasthiti, arms by your side. Okay? So try to pay attention to that, yeah, to the people in the room and to the people watching the video. Okay, so take an inhale, raise your arms, palms touch, looking up towards your thumbs, and exhale, slowly fold forwards. Inhale, lengthen and lift, back is straight, belly sucked in, shoulders away from the ears. And then bend your knees a lot. Place your hands onto the mat. Spread your fingers. Step back into plank pose. We're going straight into plank pose. Bring your shoulders forward, knees down. Lower all the way onto your belly. Point your toes. Lift up. Coming into cobra. Neck is long. Lower your nose to a hover. Press yourself up. Sit to heel. And downward facing dog. Pedal your feet a few times and relax your neck. So if you're feeling a little bit tense, join me for our lion's breath. So in lion's breath, you inhale through the nose, you exhale through the mouth, and you stick out your tongue. So get your fire going, find your inner lion, find your inner power. So inhale nose, and exhale. And again, inhale, and exhale. One more, inhale, and exhale. And then come back to your normal breathing, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And bend your knees, look towards your hands, step or walk your feet forward. Inhale, lengthen and lift, everything straightens, back is straight, belly sucked in. And exhale, relax your head down. Inhale, come up, take your arms with you over your head, palms touch. And exhale, Samasthiti, arms by your side. Good. Place your hands onto your hips, bring your feet hip distance apart. Bend your knees. Take an inhale, lengthen, bend your knees, and exhale, fold forward. Bring your belly down towards your thighs. Now get hold of your big toes, middle index finger and thumb. Inhale, lengthen, lift, look forward slightly, so you're straightening out your back a bit. And exhale, fold forward. So your knees are still slightly bent. If you're easily getting hold of your big toes, you can start to bend the elbows sideways and maybe start to straighten your legs. Holding here, but don't lock your knees. And breathe for 3 more. 2 and 1. Release your hands. Place your hands onto the mat. Spread your fingers. Bend your knees even more. And then walk your feet back into your downward facing dog. Paddle your feet. And release your heels down towards the mat. Come into all fours. So lower your knees onto the mat. Point your toes. Your hands are underneath the shoulders. Extend your right arm forward. Extend your left leg back. Lift both shoulder, hip height. Reach them forward, holding here. Now you're going to bend the elbow and bend the knee. And knee and elbow will meet each other underneath your belly button. And you will round the back. So bend, round the back, let them meet, keep your balance, and straighten. 2 more. So rounding and straightening. 1 more. You round your back, let them meet, and straighten. Find your balance and release. Hands are on the mat, both knees are on the mat. Other side, extend your left arm forward, your right leg back. Lift both up. Hold here. And then elbow and bend and knee meet. And straighten. And again, round your back. And straighten. 1 more. And straighten. And release. You're in all fours. And draw some circles with the hips. Start to arch and round your back at the same time. So find some movement in your spine. Wake it up. And go in the other direction. Nice and slow. And then come into neutral position. Have your toes tucked under. Press your palms into the mat and bring your hips towards your heels. You're in active child's pose. Holding here. And walk your hands back. So in a kneeling position. If you can, bring your weight towards your heels. Bring your little toes facing forward. And lift your torso up, so really sitting on your heels with the toes tucked under. I know that this is hard, but remember we need to work on our toes, keep them nice and flexible, so we can keep our balance in our balancing postures and generally in life. Hold here and then release. Walk your hands forward, point your toes, just bang them out a little bit. And then tuck your toes under, lift your knees up, and you're in your downward facing dog. So I hope your toes are feeling good and ready for the next one. Start to roll over your toes, so one of them, yeah? So either right or left, and then roll over the toes. So it may feel a little bit awkward, but trust me on that. So everything keeps the toes flexible is good. And then switching sides. And release your heels down. Raise your hips nice and high. And start to round your back as you come forward into plank pose. So suck your belly in, raise your heels high, and come forward into plank pose. Once you're in the plank, you're unfurling a little bit, bring your gaze forward, neck is long. Press the floor away from you, tailbone is long as well. And then raise your hips up and come back into your downward facing dog. Combine that with your breathing. So on an inhale, you're rounding your back, you're coming forward in the plank, you're unfurling a little bit, tailbone long, and exhale, go back into your downward facing dog. One more. Inhale, you're coming forward into a plank, and exhale, downward facing dog, and then stay in your down dog. Hold here just a little bit longer. So maybe you can feel it in your arms, in your shoulders, in your wrists now. But again, trust me, that will get stronger. It will get easier. Holding here, and then slowly walk your feet forward towards your hands. Take an inhale, lengthen and lift. Everything straightens, hands on your shins. And exhale, fold forward, relax your neck. Inhale, come up with a straight back. Take your arms with you, look towards your thumbs. And exhale, Samasthiti here. And release your arms by your side. So shake everything out. And then take a step to the side. Place your hands onto your hips. And then turn your right toes forward. So stance isn't super wide for this. Extend your arms to the sides and we'll do our triangle pose. So both legs are straight, front heel, back inner arch on one line. Make sure your right toes face towards 12 o'clock. Take an inhale and exhale, reach forward and lower down. So if you need to rest your hand, you can place it on your thigh, maybe on your shin. However, if you can, you have the hand inside your leg, palm is facing forward. The other arm is up towards the sky and the palm is facing forward as well. Holding here, both legs are straight, and then look down, come up, arms extended, and pivot your feet to the other side. Inhale and exhale, reach and lower for your triangle. Reaching up through the fingertips. Don't bring the arm behind you. Holding here. Couple more inhales and exhales. And then slowly look down, come up. And then release your hands. Place your hands onto your hips. Bring your feet parallel to each other. So feet are still not too far away from each other. We're going to come into a forward fold. So keep your hands on your hips. Fold forward. Keep your back straight. So keep your back straight in this forward fold. If you need to, you can bend your knees slightly. Keep your chest lifted. Holding here. You're going to feel a stretch in your hamstrings, maybe in your glutes, and in your calves. And then slowly, slowly come up and release your arms by your side. Okay, bring your feet a little bit wider. Extend your arms, turn your right toes so they're facing out. Bend your right leg, so you're in your warrior two. Option A, you bend the elbow and place the elbow onto the thigh. Option B, you keep your arms straight, you hinge forward and you have the arm hovering. So this is a little bit harder. Yeah? If it's too much, place the elbow on the thigh. However, if you do that, you're not collapsing. You're keeping your elbow and your shoulder stacked. Holding here. You can play around. If you have that, you can straighten the arm. So other arm is up towards the sky. So front leg is bent nice and deep. And then slowly come up. Keep your arms extended if you can. Pivot your feet around to the other side. Bend your knee. Good. Inhale and exhale. Reach. Either rest the elbow on the thigh or straighten the arm out. The other arm comes up. Holding here. And breathe for 3 more. 2 and 1. Look down. Slowly come up. Release your hands. And bring your feet parallel to each other. So legs are a little bit wider now. So have your toes turned in slightly. Place your hands onto your hips. Take an inhale, lengthen and lift. And exhale, slowly, slowly fold forward. Bring your fingertips on the mat. And walk your hands back until your fingers are in line with your toes. Maybe bring your feet a little bit wider. Inhale, lengthen, lift. And then exhale, fold forward. Release the crown of the head towards the mat. If you have your palms on the mat, you would then start to bend the elbows backwards. If your fingers are barely reaching the mat, you can bring the legs a little bit wider, or you bend your knees. Holding here. And the next inhale, you lengthen and lift. Place your hands onto your hips and then come up into a standing position. And then bring your feet together. Woo! So here to them together. Keep your balance. And then shake everything out. Let's do a balancing pose. Classic is tree pose. Okay, you can hold on to something, that's absolutely fine. We'll start by balancing on the right leg. So lift your right toes up, spread them and lower them down. Yes, our flexible toes will be useful here in the balance. Have a slight bend in the knee. Your tailbone is long. You may not feel it, but you need core strength for your balancing. Okay, so shifting the weight into the right leg. Now find a spot in front of you that is not moving. Okay, option A, if you're really feeling not ready for that, have your toes, your left toes on the mat and your knees facing outwards. Yeah, maybe start with that. And then if you're ready to go deeper, you can lift the foot up, maybe place the sole of the foot against the calf. Or don't place it against the knee. You get hold of your ankle and place the sole of the foot against the inner thigh. See where your hips are facing. Keep your hips facing forward. So my knee doesn't go all the way to the side. Your knee may, or maybe your knee, just like mine, is facing forward a little bit. Okay, holding here. Woo. And if you fall, that's fine. You can just laugh about yourself and be happy that you still have the ability to balance and to fall. Holding here. And if you feel super balanced, you can place your palms together. You can even lift your arms up, open them out to the sides. I can really feel in the sole of my foot trying to keep me balanced here. And in my calf, in my glute. It's a lot of strength here. And then slowly, slowly come down again and release. Woo. So shake out your right leg. And then lift your left toes up. Spread them as much as you can. And then grab the mat or the floor with the toes. So if what you're standing on is quite soft, it will be much harder to balance. Have a slight bend in the knee. Tailbone is long. And then start easy. So have your toes on the mat. See how that feels. And maybe you want to lift the foot up a little bit. And balance here. And then if you're ready, you can lift the foot higher. Place the sole of the foot against the inner thigh. And then play around with the arms. Maybe palms together. You can also lift your arms up. Open the arms to the side. And then slowly bring your palms together again in front of your heart. And release, shake out your legs. Well done. Okay, come to the top of your mat. Have your knees bent. Relax the shoulders, suck your belly in, and then bring your chin towards the chest. And then slowly, slowly, slowly round your back. Fold forward, and then hang out here for a moment. In a nice relaxed forward fold. Knees are bent. And place your hands on the mat. Step back into plank pose. From plank, we will come laying down on the belly. So place your knees down and then slowly lower down all the way. Point your toes. Your hands are left and right over your chest, elbows bent backwards, neck is long. Squeeze your glutes and then lift up into low cobra. Now see what your back says about a low cobra. Maybe your back says lift your chest higher. I want to go deeper into my back bend, and then you can maybe come into medium cobra. If there's any kind of pinching, don't. You could even come into a high cobra. So in cobra, your hips are on the mat, your shoulders are away from the ears, your glutes are engaged, and the elbows bent backwards. Spread the fingers, the whole of the hand is down, neck is long, and then slowly lower down all the way. You'd make a pillow with your left hand. Reach behind you with your right hand. Your knees are not wider than hip distance apart. Get hold of your foot and then gently pull the heel towards your buttock. Pubic bone is pressed down, holding here. And release, switching sides. Get hold of your foot. Pubic bone is pressed down. And bend the elbow and pull the heel towards your buttock. Yeah, feel the stretch in the front of your legs. And release. Roll your hips from side to side a few times. And let's try both legs at the same time. So you bend your knees, you reach behind you, get hold of your feet, and then you're pulling the heels towards your buttock. Hold here. So your elbows are bent. And release. Good. Take your hands next to you. So your arms are straight. Palms face towards each other. Lift your torso up. Maybe lift your arms a little bit higher. And if you want to go for it, if you're ready, you can raise your legs. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, make a pillow with your hands, and then raise your feet up. So you're bending your knees, and then sway your feet from side to side. And straighten your legs out again. Take your arms next to you, so you can repeat what you just did, or you interlace your hands, straighten your arms, and you're lifting your chest like this. So this is much harder. And then you're holding here. Either only the torso is up, or you can raise your legs up as well for 3 more. 2, so remember, neck stays long, try not to look around, and 1, and then slowly lower down, make a pillow with your hands, roll your hips from side to side, and come into a child's pose. So take your hands next to the chest, press yourself up, and round your back in the child's pose, hold here. From your child's pose, slowly lift up, come into all fours. Take your right foot, place it outside your right hand. Have your toes turned out slightly. And walk your hands forward a little bit and gently push your hips forward and down. So your right knee will shoot over the ankle, that's fine. So we're preparing for squatting position, holding here. And walk your hands back and come back into all fours. Other side, so left foot outside your left hand, have your toes turned out slightly, and walk your hands forward and push the hips forward and down. And come back into all fours. All right, swing your legs around, come into a seated position. And then bring your heels close towards your hips. Hug your knees. Sit up tall. You can stay here, or if you feel ready to come into your squatting position, take your hands behind you, lift your hips up, and then bring your hands in front of you, and you're in a squat. And hold here. If you think you cannot squat, trust me, you can. Your body has forgotten, but your body will remember. You're all designed to be able to squat. So adjust here if you need to. Yeah, I'm going to show you how I squat from the front. If your feet need to come a little bit wider, do that. If at the beginning you need to hold on to something in front of you, you can do that. Or you can have some padding underneath the heels. And then keep practicing your squat. Okay? You've had enough? Right now, come into seated position. Straighten out your legs, shake them out a little bit. And take your hands left and right of you. Start to engage your legs and sit up tall. So flex your feet, toes facing up, sit as tall as you can. Remember, you can always bend your knees for this one. So if you find it hard to sit up straight, bend your knees. Have the toes facing up. Holding here. So this is a posture. Yeah? It's not just hanging out. It's meant to be a little bit hard. Raise your arms up now. You're still sitting tall. Remember, you can bend your knees. Inhale and exhale. Hinging from your hips, fold forward. And reach either for the outer edges of your feet or place your hands on the mat. Keep your back as straight as you can. Chest is lifted, shoulders away from the ears. Holding here and look towards your big toes. So you're not relaxing forward, you're not rounding forward. It's a hinge from the hips. So have a look at me. I'm bending my knees. There's really no shame in doing that. Holding here. And don't get too obsessed with getting hold of your feet. You can do this just as well with your hands on the mat. Okay, and you feel it in the hamstrings? I certainly can. And then slowly come up. Walk your hands back behind you. Relax your legs for a moment. Shake them out. Now take your right ankle. Place the right ankle above the left knee. Lean back and stand up your left foot. Hold here. See how your knee feels, how your hips feel. And maybe bring the heel a little bit closer towards you. And have the fingers facing away from you. And press your chest towards your shin. Do not twist your right ankle, holding here. Yeah, feel it in your hips. Make sure your ankle isn't twisted. Okay. And then lean back again. Straighten out your left leg. So right knee drops to the side. Sit up tall as best as you can. So this may be enough. Again, make sure the foot is in the right position. So you want to have the ankle above the knee, not on top of the knee. And the foot is either actively flexed or relaxed, but not twisted. Maybe you start to fold forward a little bit. All right? Good. And then slowly come up, lean back, switching sides. So straighten out your right leg. Place the left ankle above the right knee. Stand up your right foot. Hold here for a moment. So don't rush. Just check first, how does it all feel? Is this an okay movement for my body? So honor your body, honor your limits. And then maybe bring the heel closer towards you. Fingers face away from you. And then you can press your chest forward. Okay, make sure foot isn't twisted, flexed instead. Holding here. And then bend backwards. Straighten out your leg and release. Shake out your legs. We haven't done any core yet. Let's throw in a quick round of core. So place your feet flat on the mat. Extend your arms forward, reaching through the fingertips. Take an inhale and exhale. Round your lower back. Keep your chest lifted. Lower down halfway. Halfway, just halfway. Feet are flat on the mat. You don't have to go too low. If you start to round your upper back, lift up a little bit higher. Holding here. Take an inhale. On your exhale, rotate towards the right. Inhale to the center and exhale towards the other side. Inhale, center, and exhale, first side again. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So for these strengthening exercises, it's okay to exhale through the mouth. And keep going. Keep going. Keep your chest lifted. Don't round your upper back. Shoulders away from the ears. Long neck. Good. Next time you're twisted towards the right, stay there in little pulses, only 5. Go back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the center, over to the other side and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Center, 5 little pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then slowly come up and relax here. And then lift up again. Extend your arms forward. Make sure you have space behind you. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, slowly, slowly lower down all the way. Bring your feet closer. Place your hands behind your head. Lift your head, lift your torso up. Bring your legs into a tabletop position. So one leg and then the other leg. So knees are above your hips. You have a 90-degree angle behind your knees. Then take an inhale. On your exhale, you tap your right toes down. You maintain the 90-degree angle. On an inhale, you're coming up again. And exhale, other side. And inhale, you're coming up. And then keep going. Just a few here. Move slowly. Make sure your lower back stays grounded. And if you want to make it harder, instead of tapping, you could extend the leg. And then you're bringing it back and extending and bringing it back. So slow movements. Good. And then finish with the left leg and release. Hug your knees into your chest, roll from side to side. And then bring your knees towards your armpits. Take your arms inside your knees. Raise your feet up. Flex the feet, catch the outer edges of your feet. And then pull your knees down next to your chest for your happy baby pose. Holding here. And release. Extend your legs up towards the sky. Place your hands on your outer thighs. And then open your legs into a straddle. Flex and point your toes a few times. And then rotate your ankles in one direction and in the other direction. And hold here for a moment. If you want to make it harder, you can take your hands, place them inside your legs and press a little bit wider. All right, and then support your legs again to come up. Hug your knees into your chest, roll from side to side. If you're taking it easy, you can roll over to the side, press yourself up into a seated position, or you start to rock forwards and backwards until you have enough momentum to sit down. Come into a cross-legged position. Sit up tall, and I'm going to finish with a breathing exercise, alternate nostril breathing. So take your right hand, take your thumb and another finger, place them underneath the bony part of your nose. You can keep your eyes open if you prefer, and when you're ready you can close them. And take a deep inhale through both nostrils and exhale. Close your right, inhale left, close, exhale right. Inhale right, close, exhale left, inhale left, close, exhale right, inhale right, close, exhale left, inhale left, close, exhale right. Inhale right, close, exhale left, inhale left, close, exhale right. Release your hand, take an inhale and exhale. Place your palms together in front of your heart, rub your palms, and cover your eyes, cover your forehead. Apply a bit of pressure here. Take a deep inhale through both nostrils and exhale through the mouth. Then open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste. So if you have the feeling you now need to reward your body, as if that wasn't reward enough, make a healthier choice. Think, what is really a reward for my body? Is it that muffin, or is it, well, something green, something healthy? Until next time, bye bye.